In this video, I'm going to look at integer solutions to inequalities. But before I look at that, I just want to discuss what an integer is. So an integer is a number with no fraction part. So no fractions, no decimals, just whole numbers. Um, Now, integers include counting numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to positive infinity. They include 0 as well, and negative counting numbers like -1, -2, -3, up to negative infinity. So we can group all these guys together and just list them as a set of integers. Now, this is what we call a set of integers. So they're basically numbers that you see on the number line, but of course, no decimals, no fractions, just whole numbers. Now, I want to look at this example. So 3x plus 5 is greater than 16. X is an integer. Find the smallest value of x. So first of all, we have to solve this inequality. So we have 3x plus 5 is greater than 16. You can start by subtracting 5 on both sides because you have to balance the equation. So you'll end up with 3x is greater than 11. And then, of course, the opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So we divide by 3, we divide by 3. So we'll end up with x is greater than 3.67. Now, remember, x is an integer, and we want to find the smallest value of x. It's a whole number. Now, if x is greater than 3.67, that means x can be any number that's greater than 3.67. So the smallest value of x is actually 4. So x is equals to, or I can just say the smallest value of x, the smallest value of x is 4, because remember, x is greater than 3.67, and we're looking for smallest whole number that can be the value of x, which is 4. Example 2, solve the inequality. So what you're going to do here is we'll start. Remember, we want x in the middle, and all these guys, we need to find a way of getting rid of them. So we'll start by just like solving a simple a linear equation. We'll start by subtracting 5 on each side. So what we'll end up with is minus 9, and then here we have 3x, and then we have 6. And then, of course, the opposite of multiplying by 3 is divide by 3. So you divide by 3 on each side, and we'll end up with negative. So basically, x is greater than -3, but less than or equal to 2. So in part B, write down the integer values of x which satisfy this inequality. But of course, we know that the solution for this is this one here. So what we need to do is to try and find integer values of x which satisfy this inequality. One alternative is basically to try and graph so that you can visualize this. So if I graph this inequality, I'll have, let me start from -3. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And basically, remember, 3 is not inclusive, right? So what you're going to do is you just draw an empty circle, and here you'll have a fully shaded circle because 2 is inclusive. So all values between these two guys, including 2, are members of X. So we basically say, remember, we're looking here at integer values. So the values of X here will be -2. Remember, -3 is not inclusive. -1, 0, 1, and 2.